Hey guys, what's up? Ricky over here with Nick. Today we're gonna go over some guillotine details. So I wanted to talk about it. Before I begin though, because you're not gonna be able to see, the way that I'm gripping the guillotine, once I latch over the head and I'm reaching for my hand, it's gonna be an arm end guillotine, so the arm's gonna be inside. I'll explain that in a little. But I'm actually gonna be grabbing over here on the pinky meat pretty much. So the palm's gonna be facing me and I'm gonna be grabbing in the back of my hand to the pinky meat over here. And then now this grip is just the secure grip of a guillotine. The rest of the choke actually happens with my body, which is the details I really want to cover today. So what's gonna happen first, I'm gonna be with my partner. There's a lot of things that I think about when I'm going for guillotine. If the person is postured up, it's not a good idea to try to go for it because it's gonna be tough to actually get this because he's just gonna be looking back, sitting back. I'm not gonna be able to pull his head back. So I usually want to do this if he's pushing forward, maybe he's passing, maybe he went for a takedown. So we can simulate that kind of push in the beginning. Just having him push, I can use my base back here. As he pushes, I'm just going to slide away from him. I'm going to slide away using his push. And then also, since he's leaning forward already, latching onto that chin strap pretty much, I like to call it, or a lot of people like to call it chin strap, where I'm really grabbing the chin and then I'm going through as deep as I can over here. It's a lot easier to go for that when he's pushing forward because of the fact that he's pushing forward, right? If he was not pushing forward, if I tried looking for that grip, he can hide his chin. It gets hard to get the guillotine inside. But as he's pushing me here, that's a really good time to look for that chin strap. And now I'm gonna start looking for the arm end guillotine. So this one's going through the armpit. There are arm out guillotines, which I find to be more effective but harder to get, right? The arm end guillotine is just good as well. So from here I'm going to be grabbing that grip that I showed earlier, and then I'm going to be focusing on how it is that I'm going to finish this guillotine. A lot of times, especially in the beginning, people, they get really like crazy and they try to get the guillotine right away, but there are some things I want to be careful of. If Nick is able to put the pressure of his shoulder onto my chest and he can tripod over here and flatten me out on my back, I'm not going to be able to find the angle for this guillotine, right? So I'm always trying to avoid that. So if I can find a way to fall sideways instead of falling flat on my back, I fall more on my shoulder, the side of the guillotine. So loosen up that left arm for me. Here, this is going to be a lot more effective because the blade of my forearm is going straight through his neck. And not only that, but my armpit's pushing his neck into the blade, right? So how do I get there though? A lot of it depends on his reaction. So lean forward for me. So over here, once I grab this guillotine grip, I'm kind of like leaning on his chin or on my grip so that he doesn't sit back on his base. But a lot of time they try to sit back on their base so that they can posture. So as he sits back on his base, I can use that muscle of him sitting back to turn the angle and fall here, right? If he's not sitting on his base, or if he doesn't sit on his base and he has his hands on the floor, it's tough to look for that angle because of his post, right? He's using this as a structure, right? But if he starts to use it as a muscle to sit backward, I can crush the post and then I can start looking to close my guillotine from here. Another way that I can look for that angle, let's move back a little bit so we don't get out of the camera, is once I have the guillotine, a lot of times they try to push because they want to flatten you out, which is a good idea for him if he wants to defend the guillotine, right? So if I feel him pushing, I can use that push to cut my angle sideways. I should have my back off the ground, my arm should be through his armpit, grabbing the top of my pinky, keeping everything close to me, and then now from here I can start to use my hips to get the guillotine choke. So those are some details there. I know in the beginning, guillotine is like one of those moves that I never really knew how to finish, so I didn't use it as much, and when I started to kind of like analyze the angles and everything, started looking really good to do guillotine from a lot of different positions. So cool, hope you guys like it.